Welcome back. In news from the crime beat, police taking a suspect before the courts on Thursday to be charged with Grand Bahamas' latest murder. Jay Philippe was there.
A 16-year-old minor of Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock, was arraigned before Magistrate Gwendolyn Claude for the murder of 79-year-old Alyssa Theoch. It is alleged that the teen, by means of unlawful harm, sometime between June 19th and June 20th, did intentionally cause the death of the elderly woman. Theoch's body was found not far from her home in the area commonly called I-95 in Pinedale on the morning of June 20th. Police say Theoch's family members had reported her missing a few hours earlier. Now, the teen was not required to enter a plea and was remanded to the Simpson Penn School for Boys. He also faced an additional charge of housebreaking. It is also alleged that the accused unlawfully broke and entered the dwelling house of a resident in Martintown and stole a TV, Android box, a black LG DVD player, altogether valued some $400. All of the items were recovered. The teen was represented by attorney Keith Seymour. Both matters were adjourned to August 4th, when he is expected to appear before the juvenile panel. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
The crimes of a man accused of running a fraud scheme for 2 years has finally caught up with him. The alleged scheme ended on Thursday at the Magistrates Court. Here's Antoinette Smith.
An African man from Sierra Leone, whose true identity is the subject of debate, appeared in the Magistrates Court Thursday. Masked and shackled by the arms and leg, 42-year-old Seth Christopher William Baku Betts of Ocean View Drive was arraigned on a catalog of fraud-related charges. Altogether, the man, who prefers to be called Betts, was charged with 1 count of attempted fraud by false pretenses, 3 counts of both fraud by false pretenses and deceit of a public officer, 4 counts of possession of a false document, and a whopping 7 counts of uttering a forged document. All these charges in relation to the man's apparent attempt to acquire legal documentation in the form of a Bahamian passport. Prosecutors alleged that starting back on August 31, 2018, the man did deceive a public officer to obtain himself a false National Insurance Board smart card. On the same day, he is accused of uttering 2 forged Bahamian voters card and a forged Bahamian birth certificate bearing his likeness and name. His alleged crimes would continue in the same fashion over the next years, acquiring a false driver's license and Bahamian passport, deceiving public officers along the way, including Royal Bahamas Police Force Superintendent Anthony Roll, who provided the accused with a lost passport letter, which he then used to reacquire the so-called false object. His 2-year run came crashing down on June 23rd, after being found in possession of the 4 false documents. Betts, however, denied these allegations. The 42-year-old was then placed on remand at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. However, his attorney, Alex Dorset, is expected to submit a bail application before the Supreme Court. Court records show that the Sierra Leone Consulate is indeed aware of the ongoing case. Betts will appear in court again on October 19th for trial. Antoinette Smith, ZNS Network News.
23-year-old Donald Philip Cox of Bamboo Boulevard was charged before Magistrate Andrew Forbes with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder on Thursday. Prosecutors allege that on Friday, May 29th, while acting with others, Cox did intentionally cause the death of Perron Bain and 10-year-old Laurencia Walks. In the very same incident, Cox is also accused of attempting to cause the death of Leroy Sands. His appearance comes after 24-year-old Delanzo Cartwright was arraigned in court on June 11 for the same incident. Now, Cox was not required to enter a plea, and the courts will proceed with a voluntary bill of indictment. Cox and his co-accused returned to court on October 8th. He has been remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. A 47-year-old Raquel Amelie Fat and her 42-year-old husband Jovenel were both charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit fraud and fraud by false pretenses in the magistrate's court on Thursday. Court dockets allege that sometime between June 19, 2019 and September 26, 2019, the couple did co-conspire to commit an act of fraud together. It is alleged that the couple received a spousal work permit by false pretenses from the Department of Immigration. The duo both entered a not guilty plea. The couple was placed on remand. Their case is adjourned to Thursday, October 1st for trial.